Trevor said about the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. There's no question that our loss to Indiana was one of my lowest in my career because of the way we played, and give them credit the way they played, and disappointed a lot of people at home. And to get back off the ground and do it, these guys did tonight, especially when they got down 16 and the place was hopping, and Terrence's, shirts and jersey and everything that did for him, which was really classy. In fact, speaking of classy, he just came in my locker room and congratulated me. And I said, if you wouldn't have played here, I would have got this done a lot earlier, because we had a lot of losses to that guy. But, Brad is a good friend, and, this was a hell of an environment. And I can't think of a better way to bounce back than winning here, because there's been some wars over the years, and I have great respect for their program. But wow, what a win for us. We played pretty well most of the way. We had some stretches early where we didn't, and they capitalized, but to out-rebound, to have 7 turnovers, which was a season low for a team that turns it over too much, was great. So I'll just answer any questions you got instead of rambling on.
If you raise your hands, we'll get mics to you.
Tom, as far as the performance overall, you've ever been part of something like that where you close on a 15-0 run, they go scoreless for 8.5 minutes in the final of the game, and what do you have to say about Jaxon Kohler's performance tonight?
I thought, his was phenomenal. I thought a lot of guys played pretty well. My guards did some good things. But Jaxon had one of those career nights. He hit a couple of threes, opened things up for us a little bit when we were struggling and down. And then we went to him in the second half, and I thought he responded. And give the players credit too. They kept saying, Jay said to me, get it into Jaxon, I'll get it to him. And when you have players talking about other players, it's always a positive.
Tom, the part with, you mentioned with Jaxon, he goes scoreless for a long stretch there and has a 3-point play and then hits the 3, but the 3 set up by the offensive board that you guys got. Wondering about the last maybe 5 minutes and the job that the guys did on the boards for you.
Yeah, we felt that, maybe a little bit of strength in numbers. We thought they missed some threes that were open threes, wide open threes, because maybe they got a little tired themselves. And Brad did a good job of rotating his guys too, but this time of year, we have, you think about what we have and what he has, it's Saturday night, Tuesday night, Friday night, and so this time of year, fatigue sets in, and I thought they missed some good threes, but I thought we got some big time offensive rebounds, and that was the difference in the game.
Okay. Tom, that stretch at the end of the first half where Cohen and Jaxon combined for, I think it's 18, but how important was that to go into halftime to tighten that things out, and how did that run come together there?
Oh, it was very important because we were down and out. And that crowd was ready to explode. They did explode. And we were 16, 14, whatever we were down. And we cut it down to 10, and we talked about cutting it down to 6, and we cut it closer than that. So I think anytime you can go on a run like that, it's very impressive and important when you're on the road, because you don't want to get this crowd, and then at the end, we did a pretty good job switching out on things. Coaches did an incredible job, my assistants on the scouting of it, and we played well, and I think they played well, and then I think they missed some shots. And unfortunately for them, unfortunately for us, I think there were shots that they normally make, some of them. But we played pretty good defense because that's a hard team to defend, but they missed some good shots too.
Tom, you were down 16 at one point in the first half, and you talked about the crowd. What do you think of the resilience of your group in this game? The way they were able to battle back and kind of flush that first half.
Yeah, I told you guys a month ago that there's going to be some losses. I told you there's going to be some ups and downs. You look what happened today all over the country again. When you start playing these bigger conferences, and you start playing 20 conference games, it's hard to stay focused and solid, every time. And I knew it, I said it, I didn't do a good job corralling it and trying to do something about it. You know, I came to my press conference after Indiana and said, I did a poor job, and I did. And I vowed that that would never happen again, and I don't know if I did a better job, and my team sure as hell did.
Over here, I'm wondering, for you now that you've got the record to break Bob Knight, I know you've talked about it a little bit, but what does it mean, and what does it mean maybe for the rest of the team to get that now behind you?
You know, I don't think it was an elephant on our backs. It wasn't on mine. I said it, and everybody thinks it's humbly. He won 3 championships. I'd turn that in for the record any day. I could turn it in. But what I am proud of is I tell each team each year there's something they have to leave here with that's different than everybody else. And this team, you know, will get to at least leave and tell their grandkids they were on the team. I remember when Mike Krzyzewski broke the record, it was against me. I was the sacrificial lamb in New York. And, you know, I just went down and I congratulated him. I felt honored that I played in the game, you know. Brad was so classy and everything, but what I'm proudest of, I think I looked it up a couple weeks ago, and I think I've had 148 players that I've coached that have been part of these 350 some wins. I've had 6 and 7 presidents and ADs. I've had, I think, 18 assistant coaches, trainers, and different people. I mean, they're all part of this thing. But the greatest one, for me, and I was impressed with the crowd tonight. I think there were 6,600,000 people that helped me win 354 games. Fans, the fans in the stands. And that's what I think is building a program. And I'm proud of that. There's some of me that says Bobby Knight deserves to have it, you know. I coached another year than him. I played probably more conference games than him, but if I could be in the same breath with him on that, that's cool for me. I had great respect for him as a coach, and he helped me a lot in my younger days as a head coach. So I'm hoping he and Judd and Gus or my dad are having a beer, and Judd telling Bob that I didn't play zone, and Bob telling Judd that I did something else, and Gus just being happy as 10 man, because that was Gus. So my dad, I'm sure he's proud, but it's the players, guys, it's the fans, it's the presidents, it's the ADs, it's the people that all made this possible for me to have a chance to accomplish something like that. And I didn't shoot, I didn't dribble. They did it for me, and I'm so appreciative of that.
Tom, is this one of the better, oh, sorry, and you're right over here. Is this one of the better finishes, better road wins you guys have had quite a while, just given the environment, down 16, and what you guys were able to do?
Yeah, I'd have to say it is, especially when, you know, Brad and I talk often. I love his AD. I think he's a guy that Josh gets some things done. He fights for things. And so there's respect here, you know, all the way back to the Bruce Weber days. You know, I've had a lot of, we played against each other for a lot of important things over the years. And I guess I was thrilled. I was kind of shocked. I didn't think we played that well early, and then when we got rolling, we just kept rolling, and they missed some of those good shots. And I'm gonna sure as hell enjoy that ride home. You know, they can send us to Boston if the weather's bad up there, and I'm not gonna care.
Tom, you've had a number of bigs throughout your career that could stretch a defense, and how that changes things. And obviously defenses are sagging off your bigs right now, but they made them pay tonight. What effect does that have on the whole game when Kohler's hitting those, Xavier hit one, and just how that changes things?
You know, I'm glad you said that, because even Xavier, you know, I mean, he, one of these days he's gonna come out of everything and get more of an opportunity, but Jaxon has been working on it hard. stretching the defense, you know, they've got multiple guys that can do it on Illinois. You know, Hammerhouse and the big kid, you know, he can shoot it really well, and that makes a difference. And I'm still in love with Johnson. I think he's the toughest. He's going to be a hell of a player in this league. But it does make a difference when you have a stretch four that can do that. And I think we have two of them. I mean, I think both can do that. Just got to get them more and more minutes.
We have time for one more here.
Tom, I was going to ask about Perez Johnson. Just what impresses you the most man on it?
You know, I recruited a kid on his team. Went and watched him play. He was already committed to Illinois. And I said, wow. And then when he was at our place, you know, he came over and said hello, and tough, great hands, does all the dirty work. I think one of the best offensive rebounders. He's like my guy Antonio Smith, only he's got probably 2-3 inches on him and maybe even more skills. I think his future is enormous. I think he's got toughness, and there's not a lot of guys with toughness anymore. It's like illegal.
All set, guys?